had enough of this. I have a bunch of nerds over at my house yelling at me. I bet you did it again.
I don't know who that is.
He keeps calling your name. And he's banging on my front door, freaking me out. I don't want you dragging me into your stupid arguments anymore.
Let's see. It was Mr. Monday and Mr. Wednesday who I gave the address to, I think. I have so many boyfriends, I don't remember who I gave the address to.
Huh?
Can you see him on the intercom? Is it a guy with blonde hair who's yelling at you, or dark hair?
No, green.
Oh shit! I dumped him because I was afraid he'd find out I was 7-timing him. Maybe he found out. You should just send him away.
Don't play games with me all the time. You keep bringing me into this, even though I have nothing to do with this. Why did you give your boyfriends my address?
That's the only way they'll never find out I'm cheating on them. Some guys like me so much, they come to my house without an appointment. If he sees me with another boyfriend, it'll be an absolute disaster. That's why I give them your address as a precaution.
I don't even know where to begin. You're gonna get stabbed if you don't stop being such an asshole. You have to be honest with the people who like you. You can't be in a relationship with more than one person at a time like this.
Don't get so mad at me. Just because you're jealous of your pretty irresistible sister. Jealousy from an ugly girl is even uglier.
Huh?
I don't want to do this either. But everyone wants to go out with me, so I can't help it. I don't know if you can understand. You've never had a boyfriend. An ugly girl can't understand the problems of a popular girl.
I beg your pardon.
I'm sorry. I was born a beautiful woman who looks nothing like you. It makes you feel even more miserable that you're single and ugly.
You really have to cut the shit, you know that? Not only did you bother me, you made fun of me.
I'm not making fun of you. I'm sympathizing with you and worrying about you. I feel sorry for you that you're going to end your life without a boyfriend. Oh, I just thought of a good idea. I'll give one of my boyfriends to you.
Huh?
I'm having quite a few right now, so I'm giving one of them to you, sis. Your 30th birthday is coming up, so it's a birthday present. I know just the right guy for you, sis.
I don't want that. You're being rude to me and your boyfriend.
Oh, come on. Don't say that. This is a great opportunity for you to enjoy the benefits of your beautiful sister. I'll send him your contact information. I'll give him to you if it works out.
I'm sorry for suddenly approaching you. Katie asked me to get in touch with you. She said you'd be a better match for me than her.
I'm sorry. My sister has been very rude. She's always been free-spirited and dishonest. As her sister, I apologize on her behalf. I'm so sorry.
No. Why would you apologize for your sister?
Please, do not pay attention to my sister's nonsense. You can block me too. I'll tell my sister to take you seriously.
Wait a minute. I won't block you. It would be a waste to throw away a chance to meet someone like you.
What?
What a coincidence! It's me! Remember our part-time job in college? We worked together at a summer festival.
What? You're that you? Really?
I was so surprised to see you again. I've always wanted to see you again, Mia. Because there's no one else who shares my taste in music as much as you do, Mia. That's why I wanted to exchange our numbers on the last day of our part-time job. But my phone got flooded, you remember?
As I recall, it got submerged in water due to your excessive amount of sweat during our part-time job. We all laughed about how that could happen, didn't we?
Yeah. That's why I couldn't exchange numbers with you, Mia. I've been regretting it for some time now. I never thought we'd meet like this, though.
I'm surprised too. I can't believe such a coincidence.
If you'd like, let's go out for dinner sometime. Let's talk about music again.
Oh, are you sure? I'm Katie's sister. A dinner with just the two of us, right?
It's totally fine. Don't worry about Katie. Let's go out for dinner sometime. Let me know when you're free soon. I'll make a reservation right away.
Sis, how did it go with the dorky boyfriend I mentioned? Did it turn out to be something good? He's still your sister's boyfriend, no matter how dorky he is. There's no way my diligent sister would interact with him, right? But I have good news for you. I've decided to break up with him. I'll give him to you for real.
You're breaking up with him?
I don't need that guy anymore. I mean, I don't need any of the guys I'm dating right now. I'm gonna be serious and only go out with one person from now on.
What's wrong, Katie? That flirtatious Katie is speaking common sense.
I've met someone so wonderful that I'm willing to throw them all away. A prince on a white horse. He's handsome, rich, a scion, who's just the perfect guy. I'm going to marry him for sure. So, I'm going to get serious about a relationship.
Serious relationship? That Katie, who's never been satisfied?
So, I'm making the rounds to say goodbye to each and every one of them. But I'm seriously thinking of giving that dorky guy to you. Don't worry about your sister. Just go out with him. No one will want you anyway.
What?
You're about to turn 30. Compromise with a guy of this level. A plain, ugly girl like you is best suited with a plain, boring guy like him. He's a colleague of mine at the same company. He's just a dull businessman who does his job without much thought. He's the perfect match for you.
Hey, Katie. How can you talk like that about someone you've been in a relationship with? I'm used to being made fun of, but that's not the kind of thing you say to a boyfriend.
Ah, you've never had a boyfriend. I mean, you. I just went out with him to kill time. And I never liked him to begin with.
You didn't?
He's probably a virgin. I thought he was cute and naive, and he didn't seem to have any romantic experience. So, I went out with him. He got all red in the face and asked me to go out with him. He's not my type at all, but I am a kind-hearted person, so I agreed to go out with him.
It's terrible to go out with someone you don't really love. How about you consider his feelings?
I don't care how he feels. He's already broken up with me. If you feel sorry for him, why don't you comfort him? You could be that plain guy's girlfriend. Maybe he'll be happy to go out with you. Then you'll get your long-awaited boyfriend. I feel sorry for my single ugly sister, so I'll give you my ex-boyfriend. But you don't want your sister's hand-me-downs, do you?
Are you sure? Thank you. It's a little awkward to date my sister's ex-boyfriend, but it's a good chance for me to get to know him. I'll gladly take it.
Are you serious? You're really going to take your sister's hand-me-downs? You ugly near 30-year-olds are boundless. He's such a plain, dull businessman. And scrawny too.
Hugh is a wonderful guy. You're leaving him, aren't you? You're not his girlfriend. Then don't say anything to make fun of him. He's a really cool guy to me.
By cool, you must mean someone like my boyfriend. He's handsome, rich, and perfect in every way.
Hugh is also very cool in profile as he pursues his dreams. Besides, he's a musician while balancing work and life. He's earning millions of dollars a month in royalties. It's really amazing, isn't it?
What? Millions of dollars a month and royalty income? Wait a minute. What are you talking about? I've never heard of that.
What? Although you were dating, you didn't hear about it? Hugh told me right away. Amazing, isn't it? He's always loved music, but he made a career out of it. I have the utmost respect for him.
Wait a minute. You mean you've known him for a long time?
Actually, I'm a bit of a friend of Hugh's. You gave him my number, and that's how we met again. We went out for dinner and laughed about how coincidental this was. We have kept in touch since then, but I kept my feelings on hold because he was my sister's boyfriend. But if you're breaking up with him, I don't care anymore. I'm going to confess my feelings to him. Thank you for breaking up with him at this timing. I hope you'll be happy with your dream boyfriend, Katie. I'll try my best too. I'd like you to go out with me. I'm sorry for coming out of nowhere, but I can't stop feeling the way I do. If it's okay with you, I'd like you to be my boyfriend.
Thank you very much. I'll do my best to make you happy.
What?
I was going to tell you first. I'm so glad you confessed your feelings to me, Mia. I want you to go out with me too. I've loved you since we worked at the part-time job.
Are you sure about this? I confessed my feelings to you, but I was prepared to get my heart broken. Besides, I'm not as pretty as my sister Katie.
What are you talking about? You're very beautiful too, Mia. I mean, you're even more beautiful to me than your sister.
I'm flattered, but that's actually pretty disrespectful. After all, she was your girlfriend at one point.
What? Who was my girlfriend?
What? Who? You, Hugh, and my sister, Katie. That's why I'm really surprised. Katie and you just broke up. I didn't expect you to go out with me.
Wait a minute. Who told you that she and I were dating? We haven't been dating.
What? You weren't dating?
Of course. Why would I go out with a slut like her? I'm sorry, she's your sister after all. But she's quite well known within the company for her playfulness. And I hate women like her.
But Katie, my sister, told me that the two of you were dating. She said she's breaking up with you and that she'll give you to me. Didn't you ask Katie to go out with you, Hugh? She said you turned red and asked her to go out with you. That's what I heard.
I don't remember asking her out. I try not to get involved with her, even within the company. Wait a minute. Come to think of it, I did have no choice but to talk to her quite a while ago. One of my colleagues was quitting and I had to prepare a gift for her farewell party. I asked her to go shopping with me.
Oh, really?
I was assigned to go shopping. The person who quit was a girl, and she was good friends with Katie. I have no sense of style, so I asked her out of shame. That's when I asked her to go out with me. Of course, I only meant shopping.
No way. Are you saying my sister misunderstood that?
Looking back, I can see where she might have been mistaken. From that day on, she started contacting me personally.
Oh, that's what happened. Well, that's a surprise, I guess. I always assumed you guys were together. So, I don't have to be aware of the whole my sister's ex-boyfriend issue then.
No, we're just co-workers. But I'm quitting my day job to pursue music exclusively. So, we won't be colleagues anymore. We won't have anything to do with each other, so don't worry. Well then, I'll be looking forward to continuing this relationship with you.
Same here. And thank you for being honest with me.
I'll never do anything to make you feel uneasy, or anything to make you cry.
He's the worst. What is wrong with that guy? I thought I was ready for a serious relationship with him. Who does he think he is to dump me?
Oh, you got dumped, Katie?
I've never been so humiliated in my life. I had just broken up with everyone else just for him. Right after I broke it off with all of them, he called me up and he said it's your turn to get dumped for no reason.
What?
That Cyan. He was friends with the guy I dumped. He came over to your house, didn't he? The green-haired one? The Cyan was his friend, and he came to avenge me. He said he'd do the same to me, just like I did to his friend who got hurt.
So he went out with you just to shake you up? He knew you were a player, that you had a man for every day of the week.
Seriously? It's unbelievable. I had a doctor, a lawyer, and some other good quality boyfriends. I didn't like the idea of dumping them, but I did my best to break up with them. And then he dumps me right after breaking up with all of them. I can't even get in touch with the Cyan anymore. It's just so frustrating because it's exactly how I did it.
He must have been a really good friend.
You've got to be kidding me. Why are you feeling sorry for him? Your little sister's in a bad spot. You should be consoling her right now.
But you got what you deserved.
Don't be cocky just because you got the boyfriend of your dreams. He's just a hand-me-down from your sister. I'll have Hugh back right now. You're back to being an ugly single girl again.
I beg your pardon?
Hugh was my boyfriend. In other words, he was mine. What's wrong with getting it back? I wasn't expecting royalty income, but if that's the case, I'll promote him to my boyfriend.
I'm sorry, Katie. Actually, from my point of view, we haven't been in a relationship even for a day. I'm Hugh, one of your coworkers. Mia and I are on a date right now.
Why are you dating a plain, rather ugly girl? I mean, what exactly did you mean by that? That we weren't dating?
Yeah, you got it all wrong. I was just asking you to go shopping with me. It's not like I confessed my feelings for you, saying I like you. On the contrary, I hate sluts like you. Did you really think that asking you to go shopping for a present meant to be a confession of love? Don't expect everyone to like you.
What? What's the matter with you? You're just a plain-looking guy. Actually, you're a scrawny, dull businessman. Don't act like you're all successful just because you have a music career. I know you prefer pretty girls to ugly girls. All men are like that.
Huh? Don't worry, I won't regret it. Well, we'll leave you to it. Good luck in finding a good man.
Our relationship progressed smoothly. We're getting married soon. Katie didn't congratulate us at all. I'm going to marry a richer man and make all of you look back at me. She spat at us, and we never heard from her again. My parents told me that she is trying her best to get married by attending marriage activity parties for high-income men only. But real, rich people are not interested in my sister, who only has good looks. Katie is so upset that she is trying to get introductions from all her friends and contacts, but they do not introduce anyone to her, saying, if I introduce her, my reputation will go down. They all know that Katie used to be a player.
Isabella, Mom told me. I heard you decided to get married. Yes. Congratulations! I can't believe that you, a dull girl, are getting married before me. I'm so surprised. Thank you. That's it? I reached out to you, but you're kind of cold. Maybe it's because you've done things in your life that have left you cold. What? What are you talking about? Did I do something? You've been making fun of me for a long time. Have I? I don't remember doing anything like that. You just called me dull, didn't you? Oh no, that's just a joke. I didn't mean to offend you. I've told you many times that I don't like that kind of thing. You're still as detailed as ever. If you worry about every little thing, your life won't be fun, will it? I think you don't care enough. How much trouble I've been put through. Do you have any idea about that? Trouble? I have no idea. You ran away from somewhere to my house at the end of last year too, didn't you? You stole your coworker's boyfriend, and then she found out and came to your house because of that. What? Was that my fault? Wasn't it the guy who cheated on her? You're both to blame. It's crazy to mess with the partner of someone you're close to in the first place. I remember when I was in high school, your boyfriend fell in love with me too. Maybe you've been holding on to your roots for a long time. I don't expect you. I know it's pointless for me to get upset. Oh, you mean you won't let me see your fiancé? Maybe you think I'll take him away from you again. I just don't want to invite trouble. You know, you say a lot of unnecessary things. I'm not interested in your fiancé. I mean, he works at a factory, right? I really laughed when I heard that. How can you marry someone who works in a factory uniform? You really need to fix that kind of thing. You're saying the same thing to everyone around you, aren't you? What's wrong with that? Nobody wants to work in a factory. Wouldn't you prefer an elite businessman or something? Don't think you're right. Besides, I think any profession is respectable. I believe factory workers can get married because of someone like you. The right person for the right job? I don't know, but I guess they're attracted to each other on the same level. Enough. Talking to you makes me sick. You don't have to say it like that. If you feel uncomfortable with it, doesn't that mean I've got a point? I believe no one likes their young fiancé to be disrespected. What? You're not disrespecting him. Enough. Stop talking. As your sister, I'll tell you one last thing. If you keep acting like that, you're really going to lose friends around you. I think you should start to think about yourself a little more objectively. Well, whatever you say, it's not good enough for me. You and I are in different positions, aren't we? A pretty woman can do whatever she wants. People are kind to me just because I'm pretty and beautiful. Okay. You're going to have a wedding, right? I don't want to be surrounded by a bunch of poor people, so I'm not going to the wedding. Fine. I'm planning to have just my family and close friends. I see. Well, I hope you don't regret getting married. Even if you have money problems in the future, don't rely on our parents, okay? Hey sis, I've got the invitation for the wedding. Oh, did you get it? Actually, I'm getting married too. It's going to be a gorgeous ceremony, so please dress up as much as you can. Don't embarrass me. Why? Why are you doing this? About what? It's my wedding day. It's the same day as the wedding I was planning. Huh? Was it? But I sent the wedding invitations to everybody first. If you sent the invitations to them afterwards, wouldn't they all be turned off? What kind of sister goes out of her way to put her own ceremony on top of her elder sister's wedding? You chose the same way to ruin my wedding, didn't you? I can't believe you're thinking like that. I really can't believe it. Do you enjoy doing this? What? I don't think it's fun or anything. I just did what I wanted to do. What's your problem? The groom's name. This guy was at the same college as you, right? Oh, you remember. He used to be a dull guy, so I didn't take him seriously before. But now he works for a big company. So I just took him out for dinner and suddenly he asked me to marry him. Didn't you say he was creepy? He came to our parents' house without a notice. He seemed a little insidious. Now he has better looks than before. Above all, I'm fine with it because he has money. If he has money, He can make himself look better as much as he wants. I see. But after college, he married someone who looked like you. Didn't you make fun of him? Yeah, he left his ex-wife shortly after he and I started seeing each other. He said he'd rather have me than his ex-wife. But are you okay with it? Do you really like him? Of course I do. I love the fact that he has money. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean, I'm asking if you sincerely want to marry him. Hey, you know what? There's a difference between someone who will be my boyfriend and someone who will be my husband. Marriage can't be built on love alone. Marrying someone who loves me, that makes me happy the most. Don't you feel sorry for his ex-wife or something? Because, I mean, even if it was only temporary, you were dating a married man, right? Huh? Why would I care about that? It's his fault for dumping her, isn't it? That's how unattractive she was. Didn't you have an affair once before and demanded alimony? And did you forget that mom and dad scolded you for that? They said there's no next time, right? That guy paid all the alimony, so I'm fine. Too bad. In the end, getting a man who is reliable is the right thing to do. So you really don't think any of it, do you? Oh, I got a call from my cousin that she's coming to the wedding. Isabella, I'm sorry. My parents and relatives decided to come to my wedding instead. Your wedding will be like a wake. Oh, why don't you change the date? There are still a few days left, so you won't have to pay any fee for the change. It's okay. We've always planned to have a small number of people. Besides, I'm not going to change the date since we picked our anniversary. Oh, really? You didn't have to do it on the same day. You just had to pick the same day, didn't you? It's just a coincidence. We're sisters, so maybe we're telepathic. I don't care about that. I won't have anything to do with you from now on. I don't want to have a relationship with you as a family member or as your sister. You're going to cut me off just because my wedding is on the same day as yours? I think it's also quite a thing to intentionally put a wedding on the date. And it's not the only reason. I can't stand your personality, sis. I've put up with it because we're family, but I can't take it anymore. Okay, well, I don't need you in my life. Do what you want. I've been accused of having plastic surgery because my ugly sister. I'm going to live as an only child from now on. You do that. It's easier for me to live that way. Bye. Good luck with your miserable poor wedding. You and your factory working husband are going to have a hard time for the rest of your lives. Isabella, how's the crappy wedding? Are you enjoying it? It hasn't started yet, but I think I'm going to enjoy it. You're just being tough like that, aren't you? What's the point of having a wedding when parents won't even be there? Why didn't you move the date? It's okay. I'm really happy. I'm really glad that everybody's celebrating with me. Who's everyone? The husband and his little family, and my parents and our friends. My parents? My parents are coming to my wedding. They didn't go there, did they? They haven't come yet, but I'm sure they'll be here soon. And the guests are going to keep coming. It's going to be a great day. Really? Why don't you ask the staff if the guests are coming? Huh? Why? Wait a minute. They said they need to talk to me now. Okay. Isabella, are you sure mom and dad are there? No one has come to my wedding yet. Yes. Everyone's having fun at my wedding. The ceremony hasn't started yet though. We're still in the middle of the pre-party. What? Why? Our parents and all the relatives, they replied to me that they would attend my wedding. Sis, did you really think they would celebrate with you like that? I'm getting married, remember? And with a rich guy at a fancy place. It would be weird if they didn't congratulate me. I sent the invitations first. Why should your wedding ceremony take priority over mine? It's the result of what you've been doing to them. Huh? When you meet people, you always talk down on them. You always look for faults in others and show off. Which part of such a person are they supposed to like? We're family, so likability is not relevant. You and your husband were having an affair at first, right? I didn't tell him to break up. He just left his wife on his own. Even if so, people around you and his ex-wife wouldn't see it that way. Your husband's ex-wife came to our parents' house a few days ago. She wants us to pay alimony. What? My husband said he already paid alimony. He didn't pay for it. Neither for you or for himself. What's going on? Your husband, by the way, he doesn't seem to have any money. No? His ex-wife told me that he lied about working for a famous company. The wedding expenses and the present for you. He had to borrow money to pay for everything. No way. Are you kidding me? Are you making this up on purpose because you can't stand that I'm happy? It's true. He lied to you because he wanted you to like him, didn't he? Why don't you ask him about that? That's not possible. He's already spent thousands on me, remember? Anyway, tell our parents to come to my wedding right now. If things continue as it is, none of the guests I've invited will show up. Please, tell them quickly. There's no time. Mom, Dad, and relatives, they won't attend your wedding. Oh, but they said they'll just send a wedding gift later because they feel sorry for you for canceling at the last minute. I don't understand. I want people more than money right now. You want me to have a wedding where only the bride's side of the table is empty? Sis, do you know how many times we've been charged alimony by the wife of a partner you had an affair with? This is the second time. As you can see, our parents are more than pissed off. If our parents won't celebrate with you, why would our relatives come? It's my wedding, you know. Canceling at the last minute is horrible. And my friends and co-workers aren't coming either. Did you do something? Are you trying to humiliate me because I arranged the wedding on the same date? Why would I do such a thing? I don't want anything to do with you. Oh, by the way, I heard from his ex-wife. I heard there's some kind of a victim group against you. What? You have been stealing boyfriends from your colleagues and your friends. You've been messing around with other people's boyfriends without any hesitation, haven't you? And you're always talking down on me. You have a lot of things that make people hate you. So what? Most of your coworkers and friends that you sent invitation to, they said they were going to ditch you. Women are scary at times like this. They take revenge at the worst possible moment. Are you sure none of them are coming? I don't know all the details, but I guess if they haven't shown up at your wedding, that's what it means. Hey, I can't have a ceremony like this. Your husband's guests are there, right? This is not the first time for him, and he left his wife, so my parents-in-laws aren't coming either. He's invited fewer people than I have. I see. Well, the staff. I mean, wouldn't your wedding be the miserable one, sis? Hey, please, can you ask at least Mom and Dad to come to my wedding? If possible, would you please reach out to our relatives too? Why me? If you ask them, I'm sure they will listen to you, right? Please. There's no time left. We decided to get married, and this can't be happening. You brought this on yourself, didn't you? Even this marriage of yours. I decided to get married first. That's why you rushed to get married legally and arrange the ceremony, right? Are you really that condescending? I'm not doing that. I'm the oldest sister, so it was natural for me to get married first, wasn't it? But since you decided to get married on your own, Why don't you stop competing with others? You're only making it harder for yourself. Why do I have to be told what to do by you, ugly dog? Don't tell me what to do. You've been living your life looking down on others like that. Isn't that what brought you here? That's why no one will celebrate for you. Isabella, I'm sorry that was out of line. I'll be careful from now on. It's too late for everything. I'm sorry. I'm begging you. Please let me have our parents come to my family. After today's wedding, I really won't make you any trouble. I don't want to be bothered anymore. That's why I've cut you off. If you're really sorry, you can handle it yourself. Well, my wedding is about to start too. Goodbye, sis. Let's get married and be happy with each other. Good luck with your miserable wedding with your self-proclaimed rich husband. After that, my sister's wedding began, but only a few guests from her husband's side came. It seemed the ceremony started off in the worst possible situation, but there was no way my sister could stand the atmosphere. The wedding was eventually called off before the reception. Also, apart from her relatives, none of my sister's friends and acquaintances from her side came to her wedding. As I thought, someone who had been frustrated with my sister up until this point had laid the groundwork, and they were encouraging everyone to cancel in the last minute. Furthermore, as the ex-wife informed me, my sister's husband does not work for a famous company. He was an ordinary company employee and had borrowed thousands of dollars to marry my sister. When she found out, she immediately tried to divorce him. Her husband, who was pathologically in love with my sister, would never have agreed to it. They still don't seem to be getting a divorce yet. My parents are completely fed up with my sister's second affair. My sister has nowhere to go for help now, since she's cut off from the rest of the family. I don't know what will happen to my sister from now on. I think she lives a life not nearly as ideal as she has imagined, paying off her husband's debts, and there's also the issue of an alimony, which won't be resolved anytime soon. I want her to take a hard look at what she has done, and I want her to reflect on it. But honestly, I don't expect anything from my sister. So at the very least, as long as she doesn't bother us, I don't care what happens to her. Thanks to my sister's usual behavior, my parents celebrated our marriage. We were able to have our wedding ceremony with the blessing of everyone around us. My husband and I are enjoying our married life together. I had been frustrated and disgusted with my sister, but there was a part of us that spoiled her too, because we were family. But finally, I was able to sort out these feelings. So I'm going to stay away from my sister. From now on, I will take care of people who care about me, and I will always remember to be thankful and build a happy home with my husband.